So over the years, many people have asked me why I choose various types of conductor materials and why I don't use silver. The simple answer is, in listening tests, I've always found that there are certain materials that sound better than others and certain materials that work better in certain applications. For copper, one of the primary considerations is crystal structure. Each crystal in a piece of copper is a barrier that the signal needs to cross, and I hear a certain distortion that's similar to stranded wire. Other cable designers have reported the same exact thing. So I'm definitely not alone in that respect. So the criteria really is a copper that has a minimal crystal structure, and this could be OCC copper, it could be a variety of different coppers that you can find, but the real way to determine this is by listening tests. If you hear a grainy sort of distortion, you know that the copper is really not a good choice, this particular copper. In terms of silver, yes, I've tried it, and I mean, the actual fact is most of the cables I've done, I will make them out of different materials to test and see what the sound quality ends up being. So the real answer is listening tests are what determine the type of copper I use, and there really are no test instruments that can tell you that one copper or one type of material is better than another. There's just no way of testing that other than looking at the crystalline structure, which I've found is the most significant factor. Probably the reason I don't like silver for audio cables is I don't believe that there is any silver available that has no crystals or that's amorphous. I don't think that exists, and I think that more research and more development has been done to improve copper than there's been done with silver. The exception is with digital cables. I found that silver does have advantages, and anything that's digital related, like a USB cable, those tend to work better with silver. And I believe this has more to do with magnetic properties rather than signal transfer through a crystalline structure or an amorphous structure. It's more about the magnetics. So essentially, the real answer is listening tests are what determine the materials, and I will usually consider a range of different materials before making any final choice. And this really has to do with voicing the cables.